Where were you born?
I was born in Venice, Italy.
And when were you born?
The 13th century, 1254.
My goodness. Was Venice an important place at that time that you were born?
Venice was a very important place because it had probably the most merchants in the world, and it was the most powerful trading city in the whole entire world.
When did you first leave Venice?
When I was 17.
To
travel to China.
To travel to China? Nowhere close. You decided to go all the way to China. And when you got to China, I'm sure it took a very long time, did you meet someone there who was a very important person?
Yes, I met the king of all kings. His name was Kublai Khan.
Is there anything you did for this Kublai Khan?
I was like basically a spy for him.
And how do you mean that?
I went around China, I met people, I found out information, and I took notes.
How long were you there doing this?
19 years until I was 36.
And then you traveled back
To Venice.
To Venice. And what did you do when you got back to Venice?
I wrote a book using my spy notes.
A book about what? What was included in this book?
It was included about my travels.
Mm-hmm.
And it included things from the map that I used, some of the routes that I took, like here on this map, in this dark blue line here, it's the route that I took to China from Venice.
You said you put all your notes in
I put all my notes in a book.
In a book?
Which was
So
actually my journal at first.
Mm-hmm.
So at first I put all my notes in my journal.
And then when you got back home to Venice, you wrote all those notes into a book? That was a very, very important thing to do. Can you tell me why it was so important, a thing that you did?
Because I felt that what I did was very important. So I wanted the world to know. So I wrote a book so it inspired some of the world's most famous travelers like Christopher Columbus.
So your book must have given him the confidence to travel and be an explorer. That is wonderful.
And one thing about the exploring thing. Back in those days, they thought Europe and Asia were the only places in the world.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't know about Australia, Africa, and the Americas, because they didn't discover the Americas for another almost 300 years.
To go back to your trip to China, or your completed trip, did you ever go back to China again?
Several times, yes.
Several times. And so you really established those routes and things.
This was actually the world map.
Oh, the world, okay.
If you were wondering where Venice was, if you come over here to Europe and you come to Italy, it's kind of at the top of Italy. So
it was very nice to meet such a very important person. Who are you?
Marco Polo.
Very nice. Thank you so much.